Hello, good evening. This is Crystal Antonio speaking, and oh my God, just thank you for listening. This is my first blog for my Spread the Love series, and first time ever doing this. And oh my God, thank you so much for listening. It really means a lot because I know that you're like me, searching for ways to make people happy, spreading love, or you're wanting love, or wanting to learn how to love yourself more, or learn how to love others better. And I'm on this journey to finding out more about myself and learning how to love more and love myself more and to spread love more as well. And my mission I'll start with this first. My mission is to spread the message of just love, to spread love, because I know that's, I think, my gift to the world from God, that I was given with a compassionate heart, blessed with a compassionate heart, and I meant to spread it. I am meant to spread my love for people, and this is me doing that and hopefully spreading what I have in my heart to you right now who's listening. And once again, I really appreciate it for you spending your time right now, because I know time is very valuable. But spending your time right now listening to me and listening to my message, and it means a lot, and thank you. And if you could just see me right now, I just have so much love in me right now, and people tell me that all the time, that they can see how happy I am, and that I must have a really good life, and I do. I have a lot of love in my life. I have a lot of love from my family, my boyfriend, first and foremost, a lot of love from God, the universe, and I keep being more blessed, and the more I open up, the more comes out to me, back to me. So, thank you again, and welcome. And, but yeah, I hope me spreading my love to you will encourage you to spread love to others, because we need it. That we do need. We need that in our world now more than ever. Especially right now, they say it's hard times right now in our economy. It's 2011, and I'm sure they've been saying this ever since probably the beginning of time. We had the Depression way back in the 30s? I'm not sure. I'm not really good with my history, but we had a depression there. Then I think in the 90s too, we had a big crash in the stock market, and even now it's hard. But you can't focus on that. You can't focus on the negatives. You gotta focus on the positives. When you do, abundance comes out. And anyway, back to my topic. I had a really good conversation I wanted to share with you guys when I was driving home from work, but I just got home right now and I didn't have a recorder on me, so I'm going to try to relive the conversation that I wanted to share with you guys today. So a topic that I thought of right away that goes along perfect with my theme or my message that I want to spread, spread of the idea of just loving people and gotta love ourselves, is that I thought of this research study that was done a long time ago. I think it was done in Europe. I know it was done in Europe. I'm not sure what country. But they did a study in an orphanage that they studied the babies there, the children, and they separated them into two groups. One that they just provided the physical essentials to living, food, water, shelter, and then another group, they provided all those things, the physical necessities as well as emotional necessities of nurturing and touch. And these psychologists, they wanted just to see, are people able to thrive with just physical means being satisfied? Is that enough, to live? Or is there more? But this is what I got out of it, that is there more? Can we not survive without human touch, without love? So they tested that notion. Do we need love? Do we need human touch? Do we need to be social with other people? Do we need to socialize? Do we need to be with other humans, human contact? Do we need that? Or can we just survive, getting our basic needs met? Okay, so they split up these two groups, or they split up this orphanage into two groups. And then the results of this test was that the babies and the little children in the group that they just fulfilled the basic needs, they died. But isn't that kind of ironic? They got food, they got water, all the food and water they needed. They didn't starve them at all. They gave them shelter, they let them sleep, but they died. And then with that happening, they coined this term, the psychological term, which is the failure to thrive. And that proved that. And this was a huge discovery in that time for psychology, and I think child development as well, that these kids died without human touch and without nurturing and loving care. And then, of course, the other group, they thrived. They lived. They got nurtured, they got cuddled, and they cried. They got that love from a caregiver. It wasn't the parents, they were orphans, but there was people who cared about them. They held them, and they spent time with them, and then those babies socialized with each other, but that was, oh my God, when did I hear about that study? Probably in high school. But the most recent I can remember is probably sophomore year of college in one of my psychology classes. But that study struck me so hard that it blew my mind. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. And I think that is a perfect example of the power of love, that it keeps us living. And without it, life isn't worth it, Living, it doesn't mean anything. Life doesn't mean anything without love. And there's this quote that I remember, I think from Henry Truman. Think about, it doesn't go just like this, but just like a summary. Think about all the times in your life that you truly lived, and those moments were when you loved. And that's really true, and, I can relate to that big time, especially recently, the last couple of years of my life, that I met the love of my life, and before him I was never living. I really was. I didn't know the meaning of living until I met him. And to all of you listening, I hope you guys can attest to this feeling as well, of just love. And if not, if you haven't met that person yet, or lived that moment in your life that made you realize that nothing is more important in life than love, I pray for you, and I wish the best for you, and I really, really hope that soon, I know you will, that you will find that moment in life where you will realize that fact. And I know all those people out there, who have love in their life, or who have, maybe a child that you love so much, or just an animal like a pet, or a friend, or a significant other, or a parent, that you love very much, that you know how it feels. You really know what love is. And it's amazing, and isn't it a beautiful thing that we should pass on in this world? We need it. We really need it, and I think it could just solve all the problems in this world. And this world really lacks it. And that's my mission, to spread love to all those children out there who are like those orphans in that orphanage that was studied in that study that I mentioned. All those orphanages out there, all those children who are homeless, who never knew who their parents were, that they don't know the meaning of love or the love of a parent. It breaks my heart to think that, and I want to spread love to those kids, or I hope that, that maybe this message, reaching you today will encourage you to maybe, adopt a child, or, sponsor a child out there who needs it the most, who, you could be the one that can show them what love really is. And, wow, if you do that, let me know, email me, post a message on my blog, and I would love to hear those stories. It'll be amazing to hear those, and they'll be truly inspiring, not just for me, or, for other people. Could be inspiring for you, You don't know how many people you could touch, with your story. So I would love to be a medium for that. That would be really cool, where this can go. And I think with my goal here, with what I'm doing with this website, I have good feelings about it, and I think it can be big. And why I mentioned kids is that, to me, actually just recently it hit me that, I'm like, wow, I think, actually, because, give you a little background of me, I'm a nursing student, and I've struggled. It's been like 6 years I've been in the program and still not done yet. 2 times I thought I was going to graduate, but I kept being held back. And, we reach those nursing students out there too to, encourage you guys to keep pushing. It's hard. Give you a warning. But I have faith, I'll get back in the fall and finish in December and just get that done with. But anyway, the past year and a couple months, I've been working as an intern, nursing intern in a psychiatric unit. And my God, have I learned so much about people, psychology, and just like people with, mental illness. And I know that there's a stigma out there, and I gotta put it out there, that stigma is totally false of people with mental illness. That I really, really hope that more and more people will come to understand the reality of people with mental illness and respect them more, and because they're just regular people, and they're so amazing, and they're so intelligent, probably more intelligent than like regular people, They're so intelligent. This past year and a couple months, actually just a year, I started last July, so it's almost a year, actually. My goodness, it feels like it's been so much longer, but it's only been a year. I've been working there, but wow. Please don't ever judge a person who has maybe bipolar disease or depression unless you really step in their shoes, walk a mile in their shoes and speak with someone who has bipolar. Get to know someone who has depression. Get to know someone who has schizophrenia or who has been diagnosed with, oh my God, what other diseases out there? Most of those are schizophrenia. Those are the major ones. People with an addiction. My goodness. They have taught me so much. I teach these classes, nursing education classes on the weekends, and I'm supposed to be teaching the patients, but they have taught me so much that you can't